Yee, yee, yeehaw. Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's me. It's a Yee kind of life again. I know I haven't posted in a few weeks, and I very much apologize. I've just been dealing with some things, and plus, I've been spending a lot of time with the game that I'm going to be reviewing for you fine people today, Red Dead Redemption 2. I absolutely love this game, even after finishing it, and it's probably one of the best Rockstar games to date. I also found it very hard to put down, even after hours upon hours of playtime. There's just so much to do, and a lot of it is thanks to the gameplay. After its predecessor, this sequel to Red Dead Redemption very much expands on the gunplay that we've all come to know and love in the Western genre. Everything about it made me feel like a gunslinger, whether it was because of the mechanics behind pulling the trigger and the physics that went into each gunshot, or just the very classic Deadeye system. This time around, it just felt as good or even better. But when it came to duels, for me, I felt that figuring it out felt just somewhat easier. But it was not at all a bad thing, I'd say. Melee combat has been improved a lot too, which was one of the things that I had been really hoping that would get better even before they made a sequel, and I was totally right. It just feels so much more satisfying and kind of badass if you ask me. One of the best features of the game though is the honor scale. Each time you commit a good act or a bad one, the honor scale will fluctuate, and depending on who you choose to be, people will treat you accordingly. Either way, sometimes you can have some pretty funny conversations with people, including other main characters. That's what really immerses you into this fun and beautiful world. You start to really care about the people you meet and already know over the course of the game. Much of that is due to the story that you will be experiencing throughout 6 chapters and an epilogue. In Red Dead Redemption 2, you will be living the life of Arthur Morgan, who is one of the higher-ups in the Dutch Van der Linde gang. And throughout this story of his, you will be trying to survive along with your gang members in a world that is becoming more and more civilized, and therefore does not want people like them anymore. In order to make it in this adaptation of a changing world retold by Rockstar, you'll have to rob, kill, and scam your way to hopefully live a better life as experienced in the eyes of a man's story of redemption. As I started this game, I was really curious about how you would be able to make it as a gang member, and the kind of things you could do to really enjoy your time in this expansive world. But unsurprisingly, my expectations were far surpassed, as each and every task seemed to have a purpose. Even the most menial ones left me stunned as I began to care more and more about the things around me, especially my horse and the people that ran with Arthur in the game. A huge part of this came from the attention to detail, but I never found it to be pushing over the boundaries to the point where it was really boring. In fact, there was always something to do within the map, and is no way at all empty like other open world games out there. Various activities that you can do are playing poker, collecting bounties, treasure hunting, and fishing. One huge aspect of this game is hunting, and although it can be kind of complex to figure out at first. It does have its perks, since you can use an animal's pelt for clothing, but be warned, you'll need specific weapons to take down certain animals in order to get the best pelt. The only exceptions are the legendary animals you can find in the game. It doesn't really matter what weapon you use, so don't worry about damaging their pelt. As talked about before, there are robberies in the game, but it is also another fun feature that you can do. Sometimes you can get quite a bit of money, and with that cash, you can buy outfits, guns, food, you name it. Plus you can sell store owners certain supplies you find on your travels, even illegal items that most people wouldn't buy off of you, like stolen jewelry and things of that nature. Lately, I've been selling, a lot of the medicine, for example, mainly because there were very few times where I actually felt the need to use them in the middle of gunfights. If I ever needed any health or stamina, I usually just used some food I obtained through hunting, or just canned goods that I bought from store owners, and even got off of dead bodies. Speaking of food though, some items will be needed to feed your horse in order to heal up its health and stamina. Mainly you should just get the fresh goods from the general stores around the map. But what's most important and the most fun is that you get to bond with your horse over time, and that bond will increase as you continue to care for it. Many benefits will come from it too, such as an increase in health and stamina, which basically just helps the horse run for longer periods and do better in battle. The game doesn't make it too much of a chore, so there's no need to worry about, taking care of it and stuff. I only needed to do it every so often. By the time I passed the couple beginning chapters of the game, everything was filled with the calmness and bliss of my horse and I traveling across one of the most exquisitely made terrain I've seen in the game for a long time. Hey, what's up, y'all? Sorry for the interruption, but I just wanted to talk about a couple of things before we get on with the video. So far, I haven't discussed any cons with Red Dead Redemption 2, so I'll talk about them after I bring up one important thing I wanted to say to you guys. There's just so much when it came to this game where I really had to dumb things down and only bring up the most important aspects of this game. Still though, I hope you guys have enjoyed my video, even if it may not be as long as my others. Talking about negatives though, I had a real hard time finding any negative aspects, but there were two small ones that I had discovered after finishing the game. There were times where my horse would veer off into trees or logs, and I would just fall off along with my horse, and after a while it got kind of frustrating even after it was funny in the beginning. Not only that, but I wish that you could do more side activities with your gang members outside of the main missions. And lastly, although this happened to me once, apparently other players have had this issue. Sometimes you may confuse buttons when around townsfolk, and just all of a sudden attack them without even meaning to. Alright everybody, this has been it with my intermission. Again, I hope you guys are enjoying this video still, so anyways, let's just finish this video. Aw yeah! Ever since the release of Red Dead Redemption back in 2010, the graphics have come so far to the point that it still looks good, even on the regular PS4 that I've had for over 4 years now. The music too is as nice as it's ever been. It just makes you feel like an epic cowboy as you venture from place to place. Overall, Red Dead Redemption 2 is probably the best Western I have ever played, which really makes me happy because this kind of genre is scarce in the gaming industry. To conclude this very review, I will give my rating on Red Dead Redemption 2 by Rockstar Games, and this is going to be another yeah! I just can't wait to see what Rockstar has in store for us in the future. But before I go, I want to let you guys know that I will be doing a review on the Red Dead multiplayer. I've been looking forward to it for a long time, and the idea of it just brings me so much nostalgia. As always though, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever you feel like doing. But have a fantastic rest of your day, and never forget to have a ye kind of life. Bye bye, friends.